The recent seizure of 3 Iranian oil tankers by the Indian Coast Guard about 100 nautical miles off the coast of Mumbai is not just a routine maritime operation. It is a stark indicator that raises a difficult question. Has Washington finally succeeded in breaking India's strategic autonomy regarding Iran, and has New Delhi permanently pivoted away from Tehran? While officially categorized as a crackdown on an international oil smuggling racket, this event earlier this week represents a profound geopolitical pivot for New Delhi. To understand why India, a nation that has historically maintained a delicate strategic autonomy, balancing ties between Tehran and the West, would take such a drastic step, we must look beyond the surface-level explanation of customs evasion. This action is the culmination of intense international pressure, a shifting grand strategy regarding the United States, and a calculated response to the deteriorating security architecture in the Persian Gulf. The official narrative provided by Indian authorities focuses on the technical illegality of the vessel's operations. The Indian Coast Guard stated that these ships were engaging in mid-sea transfers to bypass duties. This practice, often used to move sanctioned oil into the legitimate market, involved an estimated 2 million barrels of crude oil worth over $140 million. The timing of this seizure provides the most critical clue to the strategic rationale. It occurred shortly after the US administration announced a renewed maximum pressure campaign on Iran and signaled potential economic adjustments for partners who align with this security outlook. New Delhi appears to be leveraging this geopolitical moment to secure its own long-term economic goals. By addressing the concern of sanctioned oil flows, India creates a favorable environment to negotiate better terms on trade tariffs and deepen technology transfers with Western partners. This could be a transaction where India is prioritizing the stability of its massive export markets in the West over the short-term benefits of discounted energy. The seizure demonstrates that India is willing to adjust its energy sourcing when it aligns with a broader strategy to enhance its standing as a responsible stakeholder in the Indo-Pacific security architecture. Furthermore, this move must be analyzed through the lens of the deteriorating India-Iran bilateral relationship. Historically, India viewed Iran as a gateway to Central Asia, investing heavily in the Chabahar port project to bypass Pakistan. However, trade data reveals a stagnation, with bilateral trade hovering around just $1.7 billion in the 2024-25 fiscal year. The recent union budget's noticeable lack of aggressive funding for the Chabahar project suggests a re-evaluation of this corridor's viability. Tehran has arguably overplayed its hand in recent months. The aggressive posturing by Iranian-linked entities in the Persian Gulf, including threats to commercial shipping, has shifted the risk calculation in New Delhi. By seizing these tankers, India is engaging in a counter-leverage strategy. It is a signal to Tehran that India has its own red lines. If regional instability threatens Indian maritime interests, or if diplomatic engagement yields diminishing returns, India has demonstrated it has the naval capacity and the political will to enforce order in its maritime backyard. From a legal and maritime perspective, the operation targets the specific mechanism of the shadow fleet. These vessels often operate with turned-off transponders, fake flag registrations, and questionable insurance. This lack of transparency poses a genuine environmental and security threat to India's coastline. A spill from one of these unregulated, decrepit tankers would be catastrophic for the marine ecology and coastal economy. Therefore, India's argument is rationalized on the grounds of environmental protection and maritime safety, obligations enshrined under international maritime conventions. This gives India a dual-use justification where it protects its waters from environmental hazards while simultaneously cutting off illicit revenue streams. It is a rational alignment of domestic safety concerns with foreign policy necessities. Looking at the broader holistic picture, this event marks a significant evolution in India's foreign policy approach to the Middle East. For decades, India walked a tightrope, buying Iranian oil while maintaining robust ties with Western powers. That era of rigid non-alignment is evolving into a policy of multi-alignment based on tangible outcomes. The polarization of global powers into distinct blocs has encouraged New Delhi to make choices that best serve its national interest. With the West offering critical cooperation in defense manufacturing, semiconductor technology, and supply chain resilience, the strategic weight has shifted. The seizure of Stellar Ruby and its cohorts is the tangible proof of this recalibration. It is a message that India is actively shaping its partnerships to secure its economic rise, even if that requires making tough decisions regarding historical ties.